Hello and welcome back. I'm Stephen. I hope you're well. It's a bit nippy outside today, isn't it? Goodness me! I've been walking around the house with my hat on. I look like bloody Tim Pool. If you don't know who he is, Google him. Or don't actually. He's a bit of a weirdo. Okay, so today we are going to discuss the upcoming game against Newcastle on Saturday evening. We'll talk team selections, international breaks, what the potential outcome would be, and what that looks like for both City and Newcastle for the rest of the season. But first, did you see Scotland? The eagle-eyed amongst you would have noticed I've got a Scotland flag in the thumbnail. It was brilliant, wasn't it? It was brilliant, regardless if you're a Scottish fan or not. I mean, I'm half Scottish, so I've got a bit of an interest in it. I forgot the game was on though, so I put it on at 1-0 just as Robertson gave that penalty away. I thought, here we go, I've bloody jinxed it, haven't I? So I thought, all right, here we go. And then Hoyland knocked it in. It's a good penalty, actually. And then went to brush my teeth. Come back. They've had a man sent off. So, like, right, here we go. 25 minutes left. You got more players. Come on. And then it's 2-1. Shankland, wasn't it? I think he was called. Who, while scored an important goal, will now be relegated to simply a quiz question in 20 years' time. As in the Scotland game against Denmark, who scored a goal that wasn't from the halfway line, that wasn't a screamer, or that wasn't an overhead kick. But that was an important goal. But then Denmark got one back 2-2, and you're thinking, only Scotland can do this. Not cruising, but you 1-0, one goal up, one player up, see it out. But no, but then up came Kieran Tierney with, I don't know if he got deflected or not. I don't really care one way or the other. It looked amazing. And he'd only just come on. And to kill that in from there, wow. I thought it was superb. And then the ref, what was the ref doing? He was playing forever. He was 6 minutes. He was playing forever. So Denmark got the time they wasted to score a goal, essentially, which seemed a little bit unfair. But then that goal from halfway line, I listened to it on BBC Scotland, and the commentator, I can't remember his name, was screaming, shoot, shoot, shoot. And he did. And if you watch it from behind, the technique and the angle it came at was superb. Danny Murphy, forever the life and soul of the party, was saying, I don't think he should have shot there, because if Kasper Schmeichel would have caught it, Denmark were on the break. Turn it in, Danny, turn it in, will you? And someone else was saying, what was Schmeichel doing there in the first place? Well, he couldn't have been any further out, because then anyone could have chipped him from anywhere, and he couldn't have been further back because then he'd have been completely ineffective. So it was a great goal, and I'm not going around picking holes in that. But yeah, so Scotland on the way to the World Cup. Should be fun. I just hope they don't embarrass themselves like they did in the Euros. Their first game they got beat off Germany 5-0, I think it was, and they were so negative. And I know Steve Clarke gets a lot of negative press, and I like the guy. But I thought the Euros was bad. But World Cup, more teams. Hopefully they'll play someone who they can beat, which will be nice. So that's something for us to look forward to. And yeah, obviously, Northern Ireland as well. Troy Parrott, that was some hat trick, wasn't it? I think they've got Italy away next. So might be the end of the road for them, but Italy aren't doing a lot, are they, other than moaning about the format. So you never know. And England are through, aren't they? Perfect record. Don't think they let a goal in, but that's the problem with these seeded games, isn't it? England don't have any jeopardy. There seems to be any fun in it. Just Harry Kane scoring a lot of goals against a lot of shit teams, which is great for him, but not great for people who want to watch some excitement on a midweek evening. But right, well there we go. I'm sure we'll do something build up to the World Cup in the coming weeks and months. Anyway, so City's international break. I'm not going to run through every player, but Haaland had a good one, didn't he? Scoring against Donnarumma, giving him a bit back, which is good fun, all in good spirits. Nico Riley got on the pitch twice for England. Good on him again. And Doku did the business for Belgium again, but I think played a bit longer than people would have seriously wanted him to. But hopefully there's no serious issues there, because it was against one of these lower ranked team. So, hopefully didn't put too much, energy into it anyway. So I think we've got a clean bill of health when it comes to the injury front. And Newcastle had a few injuries over the international break. Gordon, Tonali and Nick Pope. I think they're all coming back. But Dan Burn is suspended. Now, I think they like him, Dan Burn, the Newcastle fans, but from what I've seen, which admittedly isn't a great deal, I like the replacement. I like Hall. I remember when City played Chelsea a couple of years ago. I think we played them twice at home in the FA Cup and the League Cup, and I thought he was a standout player. And I'm pretty. I was pretty disappointed at the time that we didn't go in for him. But when he was at Chelsea, he wasn't in loan at Southampton, I think. So yeah, I like him. So we'll be interested to see how he goes. But it looks like both teams are pretty much at full strength. Less, like I said, the Newcastle players coming back and the injured, the suspended Dan Burn. But it's a big game for us, isn't it? I think, particularly as the pattern seems to be play well, get beat away at a decent team. Look at Brighton, for example. Look at Villa, and I'll talk about the Villa game a little bit more later on. So I think this has some similarities, and then we've got so Villa, Brighton, and I think that was it, wasn't it? I think that's it. Yeah, so that's a pattern we want to avoid. And whilst Newcastle is a tricky ground to go to, isn't it? It's going to be dark, it's going to be cold. It's not a nice place to be, is it? On a Saturday night, but Liverpool only beat him at the death. Arsenal only beat him at the death, although I think Arsenal was a better team throughout, to be honest with you. So they do have something there, don't they, that can give teams problems. But then again, on the other hand, they got beat off West Ham. I mean, if you're getting beat off West Ham, then, I'm afraid, all bets are off in terms of your in terms of your predictions for the season, because if you get beat off West Ham, anyone can beat you. So it is interesting to see where they go from here, particularly if we do win. Is Eddie Howe under pressure? Is he? I don't know. I was listening to a Newcastle fan the other day. Apparently it's something he is, something he isn't. But, he won a trophy last year, got him in the Champions League. I mean, what more does he want? I mean, I grant you they have one of the best midfielders in the country, Guimaraes and Tonali. But, what else is he? I mean, they've got some good players, don't get me wrong, but are they going to finish any higher than what they did last season? Not better than Arsenal, not better than City. But Liverpool, maybe. Liverpool are over the place at the moment, aren't they? Chelsea, so yeah, 4th, 5th, 6th is probably about right for them. And I don't see, outside of them going to spending a fortune, which they can't because they're not sort of guaranteed the Champions League revenue, that they're going to get any further at the moment. I mean, Eddie Howe, he's done a good job there, hasn't he? He's done a good job, not helped by the Isaac carry-on that happened during the summer. I mean, from a manager's perspective, I suppose, your starting point is I want to keep the player. But then if I can't keep the player, I want him gone sharpish, and I want the replacement in sharpish. But that didn't happen. And they've got Walter Matter, is he Waldemar? I don't know. My German-born nephew might be able to help me with the pronunciation, but I'm going to stick with Walter Matter for the moment. But he started well, hasn't he? Obviously, a completely different player to Isaac. But then they've also got Visser, isn't he? That they got from Brentford, who they sort of give Brentford the treatment that Liverpool give them. With the protracted transfer carry on. There's a cost of not doing. There's a cost of doing and a cost of not doing. Yes, cost of doing will cost you a few bob. But given the merit payments, given the benefit of having to play it in pre-season, medical team, diet, whatever it is it happens to be, his teammates, all the rest of it, I think you need these players in, and for the sake of a couple of million quid, easy for me to say, it's not my money. But I think that's what both Liverpool and Newcastle should have done, and I think they're both sort of semi-struggling as a result at the moment. But that's not to say they don't want to give us a good game though. And I think apparently they don't press as much as they used to, given the small squad, the Champions League requirements, etc. So they don't do it very much, in particular against big teams at home, according to a Newcastle fan I was listening to the other day. And if they start off sitting off us like they did against Arsenal, I watched that game. I thought Arsenal should have been ahead pretty early in the game. I thought Arsenal were pretty comfortable up until Newcastle scored. Then I think we should be okay. Although that does sound very familiar to Villa away, doesn't it? They sit off us. We start like a train. We're all over them, but then they score, and then we're up against it. And the Villa game was a bit of a kick in the teeth. I thought we were shite that game. Having said that was partly because we didn't have our best players playing. There was no Nico Gonzalez, whose form has been superb, and no Nico O'Reilly, and no Doku. When those three came on, the game changed. But and Mamouche as well, he came on, but I think that was probably a little bit too little, too late by then, which I understood because of injuries and things of that nature. But still, it's still it's still in the loss column, isn't it? So I'll come on to the starting 11, who I think will start. This is done before the press conferences, so they might be a little bit out of date in terms of injuries, but I don't think so. I've not seen any injury reports, less Rodri, but I don't think anyone sensible has expected him to start tomorrow night. So Donnarumma in net goes without saying. Again, I think he's been fantastic for us so far. I don't see any negatives. I think he made one mistake, didn't he? Was it a mistake against Bournemouth? Was he fouled? Probably a foul, but anyway, I still want to see him coming for crosses like that. I still want to see him do it. Left back O'Reilly, no ifs, no buts. I think he's our starting left back now. Ain't Nori will have to sit down, maybe get a few Champions League games, a few cup games here and there. But I think O'Reilly's our starting left back now. I mentioned on another platform, I might mention it on here, but I think this guy could be our Gareth Bale. He's got everything. So bookmark this. I think he's going to score 10 goals next season. He's getting a shot away every game. Every game. If you keep getting shots away every game and you keep improving on that, assuming our setup and style continues to be the same, then he's going to get goals, isn't he? He's going to get goals. So yeah, him at left back. We need his pace, his height, his strength, his aggression, his ability in tight spaces, things of that nature. So yeah, whilst like Nori might be a bit more experienced, might be a bit better if it comes to being in midfield from a balance and vision perspective. I'm not swapping that for O'Reilly, certainly not at the moment. Anyway, and defence, I have Diaz and Gvardiol again. I think they're our best partnership at the moment. I read something about Ake being a little bit unhappy because he's not in the team, and that might affect his Euro ambitions. Well, he has been injured, hasn't he? He has looked pretty shit when he's played. But I think there will be a market for him. I think we could, loan him to West Ham. If they've got a chance of staying up, loan him to them and say you've got to buy him if you stay up. That'd be my approach. If you want to go and play that bad, go and play for them. If not, you can stay sat down here and dip in and out. But him and Stones can't play into next season, can they? The age-wise, fitness, reliability-wise, one or both have got to go, particularly with the club expecting Victor Hayes to come back, according to reports this week. So Diaz and Gvardiol, end of story. And Nunes, man of the match, or second man of the match in the Liverpool game. No doubt about it. He's got to get in, hasn't he? It's his position now, isn't it? Kuznov got injured. Nunes has took his chance. And did you see Kuznov get sent off during the week? Ooh, not good, that. It wasn't dirty, it wasn't violent. It was just, he didn't need to do it. He just run with a guy and he's panicked. Head went. He's a young player, he's last man, Needs to learn from that, though, I think. But still no worries, sort of medium to long term with him, though. I like him. Midfield, I think we'll go with Nico G and Bernardo Silva again. I think both are in excellent form, and this is the sort of game You need Bernardo's experience, Nico Gonzalez, height, presence, and quality that he's been showing over the last, 6 to 8 weeks or so? 6 to 8 games or something. So, and he's had a rest during the international break. So, sorry about that. Nico G and Bernardo in midfield. Foden ahead of them. I don't think today is a game for Reinders. Tomorrow is a game for Reinders in any way. I think if you look at the Villa game, I know he played in a 6 against Villa, but I think this sort of game he'll just get run over. So I'd give him the Leverkusen game, give him some of that, and then so yes, that's Foden, Nico G and Bernardo. Left wing, it's got to be Doku, hasn't it? Got to be, hasn't it? Hasn't it? No one else is there. I know Mamouche is there, but I think he needs to, again, I'd give him the Champions League game maybe and play Brentford in a couple of weeks, so I'd definitely start him in that. I think Doku, you've got to keep his form going, haven't you? Because we've seen, when he plays well and he gets dropped or rested, however you want to characterise it, then he sort of dies on the vine, and he seems to be starting again. So he played well against Liverpool, played well in the international breaks, seemingly. So get him back in and running at whoever it is they've got a right back. I mean, is it going to be Livramento? Is he back? I thought it was a serious injury he had, but I thought he might be back. But either way, if he is back, his first game back doesn't want to be against Doku, does it? And if he isn't back, whoever the substitute right back is doesn't want to be playing against Doku either. So I've got no issues there. And I play Savio. I never thought I'd say I played Savio, but I thought the Liverpool game sort of swallowed Turkey up, really. Not his fault. I thought he did all right, work rate wise, but on the ball, it seemed a bit half a second too slow. And this is not a game where you can afford to be half a second too slow away at Newcastle. So again, I'd give him the Champions League game, maybe bring him on with 30 minutes ago. But we need to push these back. We don't need to be giving them any encouragement. So Savio, just run down the line, make some space, be the threat in behind, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we are approaching, the season of miracles and all that, aren't we? You might get a shot on goal or even a goal itself, Here we go. Let's see. And then up front, Big Earl, and no ifs, no buts. Did you see Rooney during the week? He gave his, what did he do? Give his best 3 strikers in the league and didn't include Haaland. Well, that on top of his ongoing conspiracy theory about a game from 13 years ago is it shows you where he is at the moment, isn't he? He's there for clicks and attention. Particularly, did you see him, Keane and Neville sat round the table talking about how much money they earn at United? I'm thinking, great, you're on your kitchen table in Bramall. Great, for the clicks, for the kids and people interested in that, but it's not great viewing, is it? Oh, I earned 3 million, I earned 17. Oh, I did you know? Very good, very good. So yeah, I don't know where Rooney's going these days. I think his management's gone. So yeah, maybe he's on a lookout for likes and clicks, maybe. But so that's the start 11. I think it's pretty straightforward. And I think if we win this game, I think that's a statement, isn't it? Bang, there we go. City are back. We won. Here we go. We're coming for you, right? Draw it as you were, because I think Arsenal will beat Tottenham. I think Liverpool will beat Forest. So it's as we were from last week between City and Arsenal, not Liverpool, obviously, but they'll catch up. So, and then you've got the loss, which would be. I'm not going to say soul destroying, but would be extremely disappointing, because I thought the international break came at a good time. Right, we played well, we won games, the narrow system seems to be working, so we've done that. Let's all have a break, go away, have a break, and then come back. And then to lose the first game back would be like, this is the sort of result that teams finishing third get. Losing at Villa, losing at Newcastle. So you could see how, nothing will be decided. Nothing will be decided tomorrow. That the pattern of play well, don't. Play well, don't. And I don't think you can win the league on that basis. However, I don't think we will lose. I think we'll win. I'm not bothered about a draw, depending on the circumstances. Obviously, if we're 2-0 with 10 minutes to go, I'll be distraught. But play out a 1-1, I don't think that's the end of the world. But I think we'll win. So let's chalk that down as a win. Because if we win, I mean, look at Arsenal. And it's all about set piece for them, isn't it? I listened to a stat the other day. I can't remember what it is now, but it's something absurd, like, you know, the high amount of percentages that they've scored from set pieces and the low amount they've scored from open play. Now, set pieces are planned, aren't they? So you can plan to defend them. So sooner or later, like we did, we played very well against them against their set pieces. So that cannot carry on. They need to be creative and they need goals from open play. But with that manager, will they get them? I don't know. Which is the reason I think we need to at least just keep on their tails. And whilst I don't think many teams will beat Arsenal, I think their lack of creativity will hinder them. And the draws, they will draw quite a few games. I think. If they don't win the league, it'll be the draws that they look back and think, oh, bloody hell. And I don't care how many, you know, they score a lot of goals against West Ham. They score 5 against West Ham, 6 here and 6 there. That's not what necessarily wins you the league. It's the tight games away from home, 1-0, 2-1, those sorts of things. Like they won against Newcastle, but again, that was from a set piece, wasn't it? So, is that sustainable for Arsenal? I don't think it is. I don't think anyone thinks it is. I don't think they think it is. So stay on the coattails. Keep Big Earl knocking him in. If he gets injured, well, you know, he gets injured, doesn't he? And then we'll have to do something else. But, you know, Foden, he knows where the net is. Marmoush knows where the net is. Nico O'Reilly, you know, so we should be all right for a short-term injury to Haaland. So I'm not too worried about that. So safe trip to all the Blues going up there. Hope you have a great day. Take your thick coat and your hats. I went to Sunderland away in August once. That's where our woolly hat was fucking freezing. So God knows what it's like in November. All the way up those stairs. So Newcastle 0. I'm going for 0. I'm going for a clean sheet again. City 2. Haaland and Doku. There we go. That's my prediction. And then we'll be comfortable for the last 20 minutes, I think. Get Cherky on and get a few people running around. And hopefully Rodri gets 10 minutes at the end just to, you know, see how he's getting on, get some minutes in his legs. So I'll be back on Monday. I'm out Sunday, so I can't do the review Sunday. I'll do a review on Monday, and I might, depending on what happens in the game, I might do 2 different videos. Review for that, PV for Leverkusen one. I might do 2 separate ones. I don't know yet. I'll see what my work diary and life diary is looking like, because things have been busy work-wise and life-wise. But so hopefully we'll do the business tomorrow, and I will see you early next week. Thanks again. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell a friend to tell a friend. Thank you very much. Take care.